Welcome to Her Story, a podcast inviting powerful women around the world to share their life paths, lessons learned, and tips for young students. We are the Women's Business Network, an association with the goal of becoming a platform to connect young, talented female students and graduates with the right companies, mentors, and alumni.
We are your hosts, Jansu and Ada. Today we are thrilled to welcome Mira AbouJaoude, and a seasoned expert in online marketing and e-commerce. She is currently serving as Vice President of Rising Leaders and board member at the International Advertising Association, Benelux chapter, and founder of Ugo Digital. Mira, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start by getting to know you. Could you share a bit about your academic background and how your career journey in digital marketing and advertising began?
Yeah, sure. So I studied advertising and marketing in Lebanon with a minor of journalism. And initially, I didn't learn online marketing in school because that was not really the time for it yet. So I, after my graduation, I did an internship in an agency where I learned working in different departments like marketing, traditional marketing, PR, events, and online was a little part of it. Was still Facebook back then. I was not really interested in all that department, the other ones, because I felt like they were a bit boring and a bit repetitive. And I liked the online part because it was really different, exciting. It was not the same, and it was innovative. So then after that, I moved to OMD, which is an agency, a worldwide agency. I did an internship for 1 month there to learn more about online marketing. And I didn't get a job there because they wanted someone to, they didn't have budget actually. So I got a job offer in a company that kind of like own websites. And they work closely with different agencies and companies in the region, the Middle East, Dubai, Saudi Arabia. And I started my career, I would say there, because that was the main point where I learned about online marketing, and I studied a lot. But I can tell you more about it later.
Yeah. You held various roles in different companies, from corporate leadership to founding your own business. Can you give us a brief overview of your current responsibilities at Ugo Digital?
Yeah, sure. So when I founded Ugo Digital 3 years ago, it was basically, the idea was to provide consultancy services and online marketing for companies and really help on the strategy, on enhancing their approach and visibility and e-commerce strategies. I've worked with several clients as a consultancy, but I've also worked with clients where I was the agency for them, like running campaigns, developing website, working on the SEO for their website, etc. But now I'm more focused on doing more consultancy work, driving a little bit the growth from on different projects. So let's say now I'm working for a client called ANVB here in the Netherlands, which is quite a big company that offers different services, and the project there has different parts. So one part is enhancing the social media storytelling or visibility, creating a new visibility from scratch. How can we measure the social media activity, the impact for the business and the sales? But also another part of the project is to there's another business, which is the camping, where it's a platform where you can book your campsite online. And the task there, or the project there, is to increase acquisition, increase sales, increase campsite booking on the platform for several markets in Europe. So from that perspective, it shows you that digital is a big field, and it has variety of let's say, expertise where you can tackle and work on.
So let's take a step back. When you were a student, did you always envision yourself working in media, advertising, and digital strategy? And what inspired you to take this path, actually?
Yeah. Actually, no. When I was actually, before being a student, I really wanted to be an artist.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I wanted to I really wanted to dance and teach dancing. And I was teaching dancing actually for a while. Yeah.
Nice.
And that was I think the beginning of my working career in Lebanon. And it was all that I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I think it wasn't really like the idea wasn't supported by my parents. So,
yeah.
And then how I actually fell in love with online marketing wasn't what I studied in university. I had really great experience there with students and teacher and experience, but I think I was lucky enough to have the first really job that I got that I mentioned before was a company called Reach Mina. And the founder, who was also the manager back then, was a very small company back then, but now they're really big. And it's amazing to see how fast they grew from when I was an employee. I fell in love with the online because of the company, because of the manager, because of the way he taught me online marketing on paper and pen. And he gave me every week a task, let's say, about specific topic to study in the weekend. And he said to me, like, you learn two ways: by yourself, by learning, teaching yourself, improving your skills, and by hands-on experience. And that was the approach I took with him for 2 years. And we always traveled a lot abroad to Europe to attend events, online marketing events, which really opened my eyes for it's a huge world, and what we are working and doing in Lebanon was very small, and I wanted to explore more and be part of this big world.
You gained different perceptions, different experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Yeah.
So,
And we get to see that you had a great mentor as well.
Yes, I'm always grateful for him.
Yeah.
I think still to date, to be honest, I touch base with him whenever I have a question, I want help, I feel lost, or I feel I need support. We still manage to keep this relationship.
And you are a mentor for the mentorship program with WBN, right?
Yeah, correct.
And did he inspire you to become a mentor for someone else as well?
Of course.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Because I think in our last conversation, last podcast as well, we see that whenever someone has a great mentor, they, in a way, I think they want to give back to the younger generation as well. So maybe that's something that inspired you. Yeah. For the mentorship. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, if you feel it that you need a mentor, you can also feel that you need to give it back to someone else. Because I still to date I want a mentor, and I know how important it is. So that's why I really want to be part of someone else's life to mentor them and to help with whatever I learned in life and in work and in general from experience.
Yeah, I think we get to see as the younger generation, it's so important to have a mentor. And
yeah, definitely.
Okay. So let's move on to the next question. Sure. Looking at your career, you've worked in multiple international markets, like we talked about last question. So what were some of the biggest cultural and strategic differences you noticed when handling digital media campaigns in different regions?
Yeah, very good question. I think it's I worked for different markets, that's true. I worked for the Middle East, I worked for Dubai for a while, Saudi Arabia. I worked for Europe as well, different countries within Europe and Africa. Africa is also like Europe, a huge place where countries within each other, they are different. And how you adapt or how you strategize online marketing is different within each continent, but also within each market. So on strategic level, you have to always do your research, understand how the market is, understand how digital is adapted in the market and in the region, and you have to understand how the penetration of online marketing is, because some countries Facebook is more used than Instagram, TikTok is more used for different age groups, so you have to do your research and adapt your strategies according to that. But not only this, I think you need to know how the consumer behavior is and how the target audience is as well, how their purchase behavior is. So that's on strategy and on a strategic level. And also, like, if I talk about e-commerce, is adapted differently in each market. Some regions, they pay on cash on delivery. Some others, like in Europe, you just pay directly in 1 second and you do the transaction, you're done, you buy your stuff and it's at your door the next day. It's different everywhere. That's from strategy. So you need to know all those points, understand the behavior, understand the data, and then accordingly you move on with your execution. But on cultural level, I think there's two parts here. There's the part where how you execute your, let's say, ad creative. So let's say in Europe you have the ads that you see online are really like minimalistic, very different approach, executed differently in terms of creativity, communication, storytelling. In Africa, you still see ads where you have huge branding in place. The logo is really taking over the image. Many logos actually, and it's different. And you need to understand this also in the execution part. But also working with people is different. So communication within the team as well. It's completely different continents and markets to market. So you need to be flexible to adapt to that as well within the working environment and how you communicate. And you need to always have an open mind to understand where the other parties are coming from so that you can collaborate better. So, yeah.
Okay, starting your own company, Ugo Digital, must have been a big step, of course. So what was the most challenging aspect of launching your own business, and how did you navigate it?
Yeah, so I didn't plan to launch my business at all. It was really unplanned and very spontaneous move. So I had to open the company and directly start working for a company as a consultant. So I really had no time to plan properly what do I want to offer, build a website, build a presence at all. So the challenges for me at the beginning was to understand I'm not a business person, so I know marketing, but I don't know business, how it works. So I didn't know about the taxes in Holland. And I didn't know how to, how to file your expenses, what to do. All of this process was very foreign, and I really struggled at the beginning to understand how things work because I didn't do my research at the beginning to put everything in place. So I was starting a job already, a consultancy job, and I opened the company, and I'm learning this, and I started getting more projects to take on.
Oh, yeah. So, and additionally, in such a competitive advertising and digital marketing landscape, what strategies did you use to differentiate your business from the competition?
Yeah, I think connection and a genuine connection with people helps a lot, and that's what I have with people I've worked with before. That when I started Ugo, they knew about it and they came to me to ask for my help. So it's the reputation that you have. It's how you work with the client or the people.
The network.
The network is very important for sure, but also also your reputation, I think, as a person, because everybody can provide the same services, and you may be better even. For sure, there's much better, but it's you as a person, your reputation, your character. And that connection that you build is very important.
Can I ask a question about the first thing you said about Ugo, how you started it?
Yeah.
You said it wasn't planned and you weren't much of a business person. But do you think that you had it in you, like the entrepreneurial character in you? Because to start a business, it's like not something that everyone does.
Yeah.
So do you think you had it like in you that maybe in the future you plan to open your own business?
Yeah, I had it, but I was not aware of it. But then when I jumped and threw myself into this experience, it started to show more and more. And but for sure, it was there, sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question we have is you work with some major brands from Friesland Campina to Bonusan and Anwebe, as we talked. Could you share a particularly rewarding campaign or project that had a lasting impact on you?
Yes, I will tell you a story when I was working for Friesland Campina for the African markets. So my job was to manage all the markets and online marketing and put a strategy, activate the campaigns, and then scale online marketing there. So I remember I was in Ivory Coast with my manager, and we pitched an agency to produce a TV commercial where we wanted to use the video for different channels, online, offline, etc. The agency presented the work, the script, And I'm not a creative person. Like I am occasionally, I would say, but it's not part of what I do that much. So we didn't really like the concept they presented. And just to tell you also like how important it is, the environment and the where you are and who you work with. That's what inspires you and really gives you ideas. So it was my first time in Africa, and I fell in love with Ivory Coast, with the people. I got so much energy from them. And just the behavior of people, how they use products is totally different. And the brand that I was working for, one of the brands is Bonnet Rouge, which is a milk in a tin. And how they use Bonnet Rouge was quite fascinating for me, because it's a tin. They open it they just put a pen and they tap it to open it, to make a hole, and then they pour the milk in a coffee or in tea or whatever. So I was like, oh wow, that's a bit old. We used to do it like a long time ago. And then as we were like in the car going somewhere with my manager, I just looking around, seeing people dancing on the street, like it gave me so much inspiration. And then suddenly I told her, hey, why don't we just make the whole TVC based on the sound of how people open the tin, and inspired by the African culture, the dancing and the music, and then we make a sound from one tin to another. So it starts with you, think, 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 and then it goes, and then you have a sound out.
I think it's pretty creative.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was just an idea in the car randomly, and she loved it, and we were like, okay, let's talk to the agency tomorrow. And then it turned out to be an amazing video.
Wow, such an experience.
Yeah, so that I will never forget. But to tell you also how important it is, how you get inspired by people around you.
Yeah,
it really brings the best out of you.
Yeah, cultural differences are good sometimes.
Yeah, because something that they're used to is something that is new to you, and then you get to see the beauty
exactly
of it.
From a different perspective.
Yeah,
it's their normal life, but for me it was all new.
Yeah,
and it's always good to make something that people can relate to.
Yeah,
and it was a very successful TV ad.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I want to see it.
I'll share the link with you.
Oh my god. Yeah. So our next question then. The digital marketing and advertising industry is constantly evolving, as we know. So how have you stayed ahead of the trends and ensured continuous professional growth?
Yeah, that's true. It's a bit hectic sometimes to stay on top of trends and changes.
Yeah.
You just have to always, be part of the community, the advertising community. Always educate yourself. There's always something new that comes up. I always study. I'm doing creative MBA by the Lions now. And I always read articles. I always try to read case studies from other companies to see what they're doing. I try to attend as much events as I can to see what's new, what's been released, and then that's my way.
I have a question about that. So do you work with Gen Z, for example? Because I think there is an exponential growth with Gen Z and digital marketing. Yeah.
As in, like, work with them as employee, you mean?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Employee.
Yeah. I think now we're more on the creative part, yes.
Oh,
yeah. On the creative agency we're working with now, not directly with me, but with the ANVB, we're working with a creative agency that has some Gen Z people, which are it's very interesting to see how they think and how they execute online marketing, especially content.
Yeah, content creation.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Now we have a question about the leadership program with IAA.
Oh yeah, my favorite topic.
Can you share more about the International Advertising Association and its Rising Leaders program? Let's start with that, and then I'll ask more questions.
Sure. So International Advertising Association is an association for marketing, advertising, but also now it's a technology or tech providers that's been there for over 80 years in over 50 countries. I was active in Lebanon as a student in university and also as a member for a while. And the mission of IAA is to really connect people, provide a community, provide a place where people can help each other, can share the same values, like diversity, one of them. Education is one of the main topic that we tackle at IAA, and many more. But to make it short, so my mission now is to create or to start the Rising Leaders program. And the Rising Leaders program is a program for people below 35 years old. And basically it's split between people who are students who are seeking to learn more about not just online marketing, but marketing, advertising, but also other topics. And also they want to be part of a community. And also people who just started their career and they want to grow, they want to learn more, they want to network, they want to attend events. So at the International Advertising Association, we have it's the Benelux chapter, which is Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. We put a program for this year to, with a clear, like every month we have an event for different topics, which is overall IAA events, but also the mission for the Rising Leaders is to create specific events from what the students want, which is education on online marketing, education about different topics within the online marketing field. It could be also like communication, like non-violent communication. We have a program we're going to launch about this. We have also a program in March or an event in March about diversity and inclusion. We call it the Human Manifesto. We have an AI day. We're planning measurement, also how to measure media and marketing, and also personal branding. So it's very diverse. And also we try to listen to what the students or what the Rising Leaders want, so we can try to provide that. But offer them as well a platform to meet people from the industry, to ask and then to learn from different people, whether it's creative people or communication or tech people even.
What type of students or young professionals are you looking for, and what qualities or experiences do you value in potential candidates?
I think people who wants to work and help and support and be part of a community, they are passionate about different stuff, not just marketing specifically. And this like fighter kind of character, because we give a lot for the community and we're not paid for it. We just work for each other to drive the community better, the chapter in the Benelux better, and to drive also the mission to a better place and to learn from each other. And it's a very genuine approach that doesn't have any agenda behind it. So I think that's the people we look for. It's the passion, the resilience, the curiosity, the willingness to help, and to just be part of a bigger community.
Yeah, and last question about this. So how can someone apply? Like, if someone is interested about this, where do they go? What do they search? How can they become a part of this?
Yeah, so they can apply on the website, IAA Benelux, or they can reach out directly to me. I can share all the information because there's a bunch of information on the website. It's either there or just reach out directly to me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so let's take some insights and advice for future professionals. Many of our listeners are students eager to step into the world of advertising and digital marketing. So what advice would you give them on standing out in such a competitive field?
Yeah. And advertising and marketing. I think it's like you have to have a open-minded, you have to first understand how the whole ecosystem works because it's quite big, and then first get to know every part of it, and then see where you fit more, because and of course, like along the way you can change your preference later on, but understand how everything works together. It's quite a huge world. And then you have to have an open mind approach to learning new stuff, to being proactive, being creative not only in design, but creative in approaching problem solving. Because you will have, if you're an analyst in marketing, you will have a lot of times where you find something that's not working towards your target. You have to be creative how to solve that and how to find a solution. There's also, we do a lot of A/B testing in online marketing. We test and learn about different approaches. So you need to have this approach. And you get that by always reading, always talking to people, learning from others, by being proactive in that sense. Curiosity, innovation is very important in online marketing. So
yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So networking is crucial in any industry, but especially in advertising and marketing. How has networking played a role in your career growth, and do you have any tips for students?
Yeah, I think networking for me was very natural. It was not something I was planning to do or really was strategically thinking about it. I just maintained a good connection with people that I worked with or came across. And advice for a student, I would take the opportunity to network as much as you can and keep a good connection and have a genuine connection with people you meet. Really, don't force it if it's not there. But always keep contact with people you meet, because you never know how you might use this person. Not use it in a bad way, but use their service or their help later on in life. So make sure you meet someone. If you meet someone, make sure you always continue this contact occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually really curious about this question. With AI and automation shaping the future of media, how do you see the advertising industry evolving over the next 5 years?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's moving so fast, I would say. It's changing a lot, the landscape, but I think it's facilitating a lot of manual tasks we do in online marketing, especially when you analyze data. As I said, it's a complex world, the online marketing, and I think it started already to remove this complexity, to understand the whole ecosystem, what's working, what's not, to understand how you can also optimize and make changes within your budget, your campaign, in an easy way. It gives you also a lot of now technologies give you a forecast and then gives you based on historical data, give you trend, facilitate your time on researching stuff, which we spend a lot of time manually to do. So it will enable us to do work in a better and most efficient and faster.
So you say it's beneficial?
I think it's beneficial. It will minimize the time that we put on for some task, and it will minimize the error, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know how much it will take up of our job, but I don't think it will. No, I don't think it will. It will just move it faster and make our job easier.
Maybe it cannot have the idea of doing the tin, the cans with the milk.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know if it can feel that energy that you felt and then come up with that.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing avatars, AI generated avatars with brands.
Yeah.
They're using it on their stories, maybe TikTok. Yeah. So maybe that will change in that way.
Yes. It could be, but I think you still need the human touch for creativity.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in the AI on the layer of the data analysis, more on, when you are selling product online on Amazon or on your own website, it's a whole complex work being done in the background. So, and AI is going to facilitate this work to make you, for clients or for advertisers, to sell more efficiently, and to identify the gaps.
Yeah, maybe AI's predictions.
Yes, the forecast. Yeah, correct.
So now we're moving on to the closing and the time machine segment. So you've had a remarkable career journey. Looking back, what's one lesson you wish you had learned earlier?
Oh.
So maybe we learned it earlier.
Yeah, sure. No, ask for help.
Yeah.
Ask for help. I didn't ask for help a lot of times, and until it was a little bit too late, but I asked for help.
Maybe a mentor.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's true.
Also very important. The mentor, and then help. Ask as much as you can the people that you know, you trust, or
Okay, so for young women aspiring to lead in the advertising and media industry, what advice would you give them as they step into the workforce?
Yeah, I think I love how this whole like women, is, especially I'm really like inspired by you guys, what you're doing, and I'm very happy to see that, and
Thank
I'm
you.
really willing to always help and then support you as much as I can. Just keep this energy, you know, like stay resilient. There come times where you will have a lot of pushbacks at work, a lot of issue and a lot of, you know, politics or problems. Don't let those put you down.
Yeah,
you know?
also bias.
Yes, also
About-
you say it.
yeah.
Yeah. So don't let those put you down. Just, you know, be focused on what you want to achieve. Fight, compete with yourself, and then grow yourself. But filter out all this noise around you. That's what I always do.
I think that's a good advice that we should keep in mind.
Yeah.
Watch
of
the
course.
recording when you feel down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Motivational video.
Yeah.
So now our favorite segment, the time machine. If you could go back to your first university days with all the knowledge you have now, what would you do differently?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Wow. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, I think I am now who and how I am now because of that. I wouldn't change anything.
So it's good to make mistakes, learn
Yes,
from
of
them,
course.
experience.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I would love to be more a dancer, but that didn't happen. It's fine, but
You can do like a hobby maybe right now.
Yeah.
but I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
That's like an inspirational motivation video
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, I also try to dance, by the way, for example. I do
Yeah.
Latin,
That's nice.
besides my studies. So
a
it's maybe
therapy.
an inspiration. Yeah.
It's a therapy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And so finally, if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Oh. Okay. I think I would tell my younger self, like, just don't worry, you will make it.
Wow.
Wow. Third
Yeah.
motivational
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, we're counting.
Keep track.
Mira, thank you for sharing your journey and expertise with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. I think we both learned so much and we had so much fun.
Yeah. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights from today's conversation. Stay connected with the Women's Business Network and join us next time for another inspiring episode of Her Story.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
for coming.
Thank you.